All right. And for the folks who are tuning in for this session and maybe weren't quite able to tune into the last couple of sessions, this is kind of the wrap up, and it kind of builds on the 3 activities we did beforehand. So if you were here for the first hour for our UX career planning session, we talk about how to really leverage your transferable skill sets from past careers in education, identified knowledge gaps in UX and fix those knowledge gaps with new portfolio pieces so that you have a mix of the old and the new, and you tell a cohesive story in your personal brand, which is your UX portfolio. Then we started to ideate on a UX project topic and scope that topic in our second activity. And we came up with multiple problem statements, worked through refining those problem statements, scoping those statements, considering the opposite. And then we went and actually applied the design process to our problem statement. It was a taste in what UX design and the full UX design process feels like. And it was a way to massage some of the skill sets we need if we want to continuously iterate on some of our ideas. So for this last activity, I do wanted to leave it more open-ended. And if you are comfortable turning your camera on and having it be more of a Q&A style session, I think that would be the best. But essentially, the takeaway from this should be, what are 1 or 2 UX case studies you can rebrand from your past roles? So this goes back to that UX career planning session. If you're working in education or healthcare or graphic design currently, what are the 2 most applicable case studies that you can take from your past or current work and rebrand it from a business-minded perspective? So I'm talking about impact metrics, anywhere where you can measure the success of the work that you've done in terms of saving time and cost or increasing revenue for the company. I think those tend to be the most useful and effective case studies that you can take from your past work or your current work. And then we spent the bulk of the activities today talking about the 1 to 2 new case studies that you can create based on where you want to be in the future, how you want to address knowledge gaps in UX that you currently have, and if you're deviating from what you did in the past, right? You're choosing a whole new industry, or you're choosing a very specific niche topic within your existing industry. How do you kind of show that you have addressed the knowledge gaps with new case study projects that you're going to add to your UX portfolio this year? As you kind of work through getting a job in UX. And then finally, what are 1 to 2 AI product design case studies that you can create with a problem that you brainstormed today? So when you saw me ideate, you saw that I was also thinking about an AI feature. And in this day and age, I think it's less important to use AI tools in the design process. We have all seen how limiting AI can be currently, but we do see the appetite for AI growing. We do see AI becoming smarter over time. And so I think what will be more important to focus on in the future is really designing AI products and features. And we go through about 6 hours of content on AI product design specifically within our curriculum. So if you're interested in getting our help, I highly recommend that you join our 7-month UX Design Accelerator that starts up in the fall. And you can, take some time to see if this is the right program for you. It is 2 months of UX research and business strategy, 2 months of AI product design, design systems, and then 3 months of career coaching where we help you build that one cohesive brand using resume rewrites, LinkedIn profile rewrites, portfolio case study rewrites, and interview practice. You can actually connect with a lot of our alumni here. So if you go to the page, you'll go through the whole curriculum. You can connect with our instructors and mentors. You can connect with our alumni. I think you guys saw Erica join us for the beginning. And you can see if this is the right program for you based on your career interests. If you are still thinking through what we did in this session, you can also book a one-on-one call with me directly and see if this program is the right fit for you in the first place. So feel free to do that as well. And if what I'm guessing needs to happen is that you probably have a couple more questions about the direction of your UX career path. So I highly recommend you watch some of our free YouTube videos online, and I'm going to highlight which ones I believe you should be watching since you've attended this session today. So we have, if you wanted to see more about Andrea's project on fashion for non-binary Gen Z consumers, you can watch her presentation here. I also highly recommend looking at our othered UX career map for women, people of color, and queer creatives. If you are rebranding your past transferable skill sets and want to get a better understanding of service design, highly recommend watching our service designer for creatives who think in systems. If you're in that process of pivoting, this is a must watch, 22 tips to pivot into UX. And if you want to understand how to layer on business and strategy metrics into your case studies, I would recommend watching The Business of Design. So those are some case studies I would highly recommend watching. If you're interested in our 7-month accelerator program, you can watch our State of UX Design in 2026 and why you need a design quote unquote MBA. So the 7-month accelerator program is more of an advanced course. It does teach you mid to senior level skill sets and a lot of business strategy and entrepreneurship that you can take away to potentially build your project topic into a real startup or business, maybe even go into UX consulting and build a UX freelancing practice, or be more business minded in the UX job that you work for. And let's see if we have any more UX resources. I know some folks wanted to follow us on social media, so our UX Woman website offers a lot of our free resources. If you look at UX courses, you'll see a lot of free resources and playbooks here. And you can see all our social media links. We're probably most active on LinkedIn, but you can join us on Reddit, Slack, YouTube. We do have an Instagram. I'll put that up later on as well, and some free resources that you can check out. Most of our free resources are provided on our Substack, so you can sign up for our Substack as well. But yeah, I'd like to leave this session open to folks to ask questions, and I think I'll stop sharing my screen at this phase because that was kind of my question to you is by the end of this session, you should now have a pretty clear idea on what 3 to 5 or 3 to 6 case studies you need to have featured on your UX portfolio. And if you don't have that clarity just yet, it's okay. I would recommend going through this session a couple of times or just thinking through the activities in this session a couple of times to kind of gain that clarity for yourself. What I really like doing is I like hopping on one-on-one calls with folks who are interested in our UX Accelerator program, and then talking through that career blueprint with each of them. And then what we do is when they're ready to commit, they register by paying the $490 registration fee. At that point, I schedule another call so we can scope their project topic in more detail from a business perspective and make sure it really aligns with their career. And then as they register, they also get access to our 6-hour online course on AI product design. So that helps them ideate on an AI feature or think about AI as they're thinking about their project topic. So then by the time they take the class in the fall, they can hit the ground running. They have a really clear vision for what their career should look like. They have a clear idea of what 3 to 6 projects need to be in their portfolio and how they're building a cohesive brand that represents the last 5 to 10 years of their past, but also gets them to where they want to be in the future. So that is the key, is I really like to connect with everyone one-on-one before they commit to the program, just so that I can make sure that everyone's aligned with what they're doing in the program and if this makes sense for them to take in the first place, and so that they can get the most out of the program. Any questions or anything you're thinking about?
I do have a question. Actually, is more of a a recommendation from you because I've had experiences with big companies in which I worked for them with certain projects, but due to copyrights, I am unsure of how I can present the activities or everything that I did for the company respecting their copyright. So, is it possible to put that into a portfolio?
I would probably password protect those case studies, and you would have to kind of use your own discretion to kind of see what's shareable versus what's not. And it really depends on the industry too. If it's a very regulated industry like finance or space and defense, then obviously there's a lot more hurdles with sharing that type of information. If it's something like social media and entertainment and e-commerce, I think it's less protected, I would say.
Okay.
But use
Because
your
I still
discretion.
have some trouble trying. Yeah, I still have some trouble trying to put that into like a how do I respect the company's policy and privacy, and also show that into a portfolio because that's a
Yeah.
huge project. It's very like it's worthy sharing that, but at the same time, I don't want to be sued. So yeah,
It's very unlikely that you're going to be sued by a large company. I think if you password protect it and take the time to write about the impact. So that's what we do when we work with folks in the career coaching is we rewrite their case studies with them. So it's really a case by case basis, right? You saw with this whole activities, everyone has such different ideas and such different directions that they want to go that it means really taking a personalized approach and taking that time one-on-one to really align. So yeah, I would recommend as long as it shows the business impact, even if you're not able to show everything that you wanted to, that's what's important.
awesome. Thank you, Samaya.
Yeah. Any other questions or anything else anyone's thinking about? All right. I know this was a really long session, so if there were no questions, I think we can call it a day. If you are still working in the Fig Jam, please feel free to continue working or revisit it and answer those questions in the last activity for yourself. And I wish you a very happy Sunday, and I hope this brought some more clarity as you're considering your UX career. Thanks so much.